All right, fans, back here at the lounge to review last night's AEW Dynamite by doing a live-to-tape watch-along here from the lounge at Chaos Corner, giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Right now, it's Darby Allin. I'll be doing the voiceovers besides the watch-along the morning after as the Juice, Orange Cassidy, and Darby Allin team up here in the tournament. Thanks for being here. Follow me on all social media platforms and come on back here to Guardian of Chaos on the YouTube channel as we go crazy here. I'm going to talk over, but this was a classic song back in the day. Jane, come on, man. And I'll say that to say this about Orange Cassidy, who's 16-0 according to the numbers here, freshly squeezed. Give him credit. I'm not saying I like the gimmick of the part of the hands and the pockets and the kicks and all that. I don't like any of it. But the man can grapple. The man could wrestle. They have him starting off almost every week on Dynamite, but it's been an exciting championship run for him in the Atlantic Championship, or whatever they're calling it, the International Championship. TK obviously likes Orange Cassidy. I'll give Darby Allin a lot of credit. I was just talking about him to Gabe Sapolsky down at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling when we were at the WWE tryouts and seminar about the Evolve Paradise Super Show, in which Darby Allin was in the locker room for Evolve that night. What an athlete. Daredevil. Where's he going to be in 10 years? As I talked about the previous uploads, we're going here match by match here, and then I'm uploading it so you can watch what you want, skip to what you want, but hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get to 1,000 so we can go live. As they face the Spanish god, Sammy Guevara, wouldn't you like to just slap him? He's got that look, doesn't he? But what an athlete. The kid's an athlete, and this is where you look at the young stars right now in AEW. Guevara, Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin. Where are they going to be in 5 years? But right now, and let's include another guy that was big influence in Ring of Honor right now, and that's Daniel Garcia. And I'm not saying I'm all crazy about what his gimmick is, but let's put it like this. You look at this match right now. All four of these guys are, I have to believe, under 30 years old. The oldest might be Orange Cassidy. So this is what they're all cruiserweights, okay, but they can move, they know their tactic, they're risk takers, they're not luchadors. This is what the style has evolved into 2023. I talked about earlier where these guys are going to be physically 10 years from now, 5 years from now, because at any moment you're risking permanent injury to never walk again. And so here's the tag team match, and I don't want to continue on this point. We're here for the AEW Dynamite live to tape watch along the morning after here in the lounge at Chaos Corner. Listen, hold on. I have the espresso. We're amped, we're banging, and you have to be for this card in this match. We just came out of watching MJF, the heavyweight champion, and Adam Cole in that whole scenario. Pretty good stuff with the vignette in the bar, the pub, if you will, the tavern. And now it's Cassidy and Guevara starting off here in the tag team tournament. So it's Garcia and Guevara, who were together in the JAS, against Darby and Orange Cassidy. This, now they're starting off again. I told you about the part of the gimmick I don't like. This is the sports entertainment part of pro wrestling. It goes a little too far. Side headlock by Cassidy on Guevara to open up here. Fans, go back. I broke it down to segments. I'm loading them all up here for AEW Dynamite onto the YouTube channel, Guardian of Chaos. Guardian of Chaos BD, if you will. And when Cassidy's serious, as we go back to the pockets again, he's a damn good grappler. And we know Sammy Guevara, high risk, some of the risks that he takes, what he does in the ring, what this guy brings to the table. Perhaps out of the four guys in there right now, might be the best pure athlete, Sammy Guevara. Leapfrog. Goes for a heel toss. No, nice reverse arm drag by Orange Cassidy. Goes for a drop kick, all with his hands in his pocket. It does the kick up. If you didn't have your hands in your pocket, how much more effective would you be, and how much more damage could you do? I'm not bitching and complaining. I'm giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Garcia, out of nowhere, breaks it up and hits Orange Cassidy from behind. And then again, the little wiggle jiggle. I'm not all for this. Darby Allin comes in out of nowhere. Missile drop kick, and down goes Garcia. Standing missile drop kick. Give Darby Allin a lot of credit. A different gimmick, a different look, knows who he is, stands out for who he is and who his size is. and give the guy credit. He's at the top of the food chain in the second major company in this world. All right, we'll talk about maybe New Japan might be number 2 because of their history, but AEW financially is there after the WWE. In the action, fast and furious, suicide dive by Darby Allin out on Garcia outside. Back into the ring, roll up on Guevara. This is a hard match to call. Series of roll-ups, back and forth, Guevara and Darby Allin, an actual side headlock. Again, fast and furious, off the ropes goes Allin, but a big interruption there by Daniel Garcia, who knocks Allin over the ropes, and now out of nowhere, Orange Cassidy with a suicide dive of his own on Garcia. Now Garcia's back in. Quick recovery. Cassidy missed that suicide dive outside, and now Garcia swinging Darby Allin around with that high view of the camera, and this is swinging him around, throwing him around like it's a trash, like an airplane spin. But then Garcia plays to the crowd again. That's not how you win matches. That's not how you do it, and that's why this takes away from the product. Let me lower this down a little bit. We don't want any copyrights. They're on picture-in-picture here, so I don't want to blow everybody out here on Chaos Corner. So you'll have to listen to me. What a setting here in the lounge. I know I like being down in the bunker because we have the different sound system, but this is the viewing lounge. I could always go back to the office. You don't want me to do that, do you? It was a little darker. We had some good times in the offices. They're empty right now. Nobody's here. That's why I took advantage here. Busy. Listen, you know I'm busy. I'm a busy guy. I got a lot of things going on, so when I get a chance to do these, when the building is empty, I try to take advantage of it and bring this to you because it's my stress reliever too. And I hope you guys are staying sound mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, which is the most important thing because there's a lot going on in this world, and I get a chance to bring you an inside look to where I'm feeling and how I'm thinking, and hopefully we're on the same page because we all need someone to talk to. And this is what I'm here for, to provide to you guys, to give back, my way of giving back. And it helps me too, as we're here still on picture-in-picture. Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin against the Spanish God Guevara and Daniel Garcia. Picture-in-picture. I guess you should be thankful for that because they can go to straight commercial. I'm not crazy about any of the concepts. I'm doing this because you guys know it's my forte. Over 50 years as a historian, a videographer, a historian, as I already said, someone who watches the tapes, been in the business, lifelong fan, whatever it is you want to call it, smart Mark. That's right, I said it. That's what you get here at Chaos Corner. And sometimes you even, like today, you get the semi-toned down version. I'll take a little shot of the espresso. Garcia taking over right now on Darby Allin. That's what's going on in the match. As I ramble on here, hey, blame Tony Khan and TBS and TNT for these live-to-tape watch-alongs that I present, or the reviews or previews that we come back and have some fun with here. They're the ones that go to picture-in-picture. You have to listen to me. I'm sorry you have to listen to Flo from Progressive. But she is a legend if you think about it. Think about Flo from Progressive. And this is the different insights that you get here. She's a legend in her own right. Guys, over 2,000 videos on the channel. I've been staying up to date. You know they have a lot coming up on Dynamite. They have All In, All Out. Blood and Guts is next week. We talked about briefly in one of the previous videos when I first opened up here for the live to tape morning after watch along, watching Jericho and Commander. Also, what's going on, and I was talking about in that first segment, the WWE and the Civil War and the Bloodline. Where do you guys think that's going? What happened with Cody Rhodes? I guess they'll get back to it. There's a lot going on in the pro wrestling industry as we're back here finally from the picture-in-picture. Darby Allin right now with a sharpshooter, I guess you could say, on Sammy Guevara, both of them in the ring. Daniel Garcia breaks it up with a super kick to the back of the head. The referee, finally one of the few referees doing a little bit of work there, admonishing him and getting him out of the ring, but it's still Guevara and Darby Allin. Big forearm shiver by Darby on Garcia, and then Guevara out of nowhere with a big knee to the jib on Darby Allin. Both guys up to the top. High rent district. Allin pushes Garcia off, and it comes out with the right lefts and slaps and paintbrushes Guevara. Unnecessary movement. into a beautiful Canadian destroyer, but the referee's saying no because it was a tag. And here comes Garcia for the roll-up, the backslide. Extra movement and motion by Darby Allin, so I'm going to give you the critique. Goes for the sunset flip. Garcia's trying to hold on as Darby Allin's going for the pin. Broken up. Back into the corner. It looks like there was a tag and a big forearm shiver by Garcia, and he hits Guevara. Garcia over to the opposite side, and Cassidy's been tagged in. And now from pillar to post, coast to coast, Cassidy on Daniel Garcia. Going back and forth in the booth, obviously. Excalibur, big flying press, Cassidy and Garcia. Nice maneuver. Excalibur, Taz, and Schiavone. Nice tilt-the-world by Garcia. Was going in for a DDT, and Garcia blocks it. Kickoff by Cassidy. Far side, ropes. Leapfrog by Cassidy. Into a big sit-out power bomb by Cassidy. Here's the pin. Here's the cover. Nice sit-out power slam combination by Orange Cassidy. And this is what I talk about when it comes to Cassidy and his wrestling ability and all the mockery. And I guess people will say to me, Chaos, hey, GOC, hey, Big Daddy, he's the total package because he does entertainment, he grapples. Isn't that what you're looking for? I don't know, man. It just doesn't always work for me because the guy can be a solid grappler. You understand where I'm coming from. I'm giving you my opinion. Oh, chokehold here. Going into a sleeper hold by Garcia. Cassidy, reversal. Nice series of reversals here. Step over toe hold by Cassidy, by Garcia on Cassidy into a sharpshooter himself. They are in Canada. You want to call it the cloverleaf. You want to call it a step over toe hold. You want to call it a sharpshooter. Whatever you want to call it. They're all variations of the same maneuver. A little difference, a little apply. Do your homework. Do your research. Listen to what I say here when I go through the different guides and things that I review here. Nice spinning maneuver by Cassidy on Garcia. And here's Darby Allin flipping over Garcia into a breaker. Oh, spinning DDT by Cassidy and Garcia. Here's the pin. Here's the cover. Broken up by the Spanish Sky. It's just to watch this. And that's why there's 3 people in that booth. And here it's one man, unique, unedited, unscripted. To try to call a match like this, it really takes a lot out of you. Oh, big knee to the jib by Guevara on Darby Allin. Who's the legal man here? Cassidy out of nowhere, another tilt-the-world. Guevara pushes Cassidy back into the turnbuckle. Misses. Cassidy with the reverse pile driver. And here's Garcia out of nowhere with the slide and pin on Cassidy. Cassidy reversing on Garcia. Here's the backslide, but they're doing a side slide. Is that what you're calling a side slide? Slide rollover? A crucifix, so to speak, but on the mat? You know, leg scissors into a pinning combination. Nice series of reversals by Garcia and Cassidy. Technical wrestling, hooking the legs. Give them credit. Almost had me speechless there. And now back up, exchanging knees and boots to each other. Now they're both out. Excuse me, guys. I got to get some more of the espresso. Right, we're still in the middle of the Owen Hart women's and men's tournaments coming up. The finals will be coming up. I believe that'll be a blood and guts battle for the belts is this weekend. Collision on Saturday. Tomorrow night, I know we're doing AEW, but SmackDown will be on. Drawing almost 3 million last week, I heard. And, of course, the Blind Eliminator Tag Team Tournament tonight. Don't forget, MJF and Cole against Brian Cage and Big Bill, a.k.a. Cass. And you can't teach that. Again, I know we all watched it last night. And for those of you who didn't, we're here for the entertainment part to get my viewpoint, my opinion, and for you to be able to see in case you didn't watch it live. Because we're here the very next morning. What time is it here? It's 8:28 a.m. So we started early here on the segments in the morning after AEW Dynamite last night. Big knee to the jib, running knee by Guevara on Darby Allin up to the top rope. Look at nimble as a minx. Goes for the shooting star and misses it. Darby Allin rolls out of the way. And Garcia's got the cloverleaf Sharpshooter on Orange Cassidy outside, but too busy posing, playing to the crowd, and not even inside the ring. And Prince Nana's comes out of nowhere and grabs the skateboard. Nana's giving the skateboard to Daniel Garcia. Again, I talked about this last night on Twitter. The fuck are we doing here? Darby Allin grabs the skateboard out of Garcia's hands. At least he's trying to. Cassidy's still on the ground. The referee's trying to break it up. Everyone's distracted. It was Nana. Who was that out of nowhere? Was that Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana running out of nowhere? It was. Swerve and Prince Nana out of nowhere. Interfering. Darby Allin prone in the middle of the ring. Sammy Guevara standing above him. Garcia outside the ring. Allen's just about out after being slapjacked by Swerve Strickland. Up on the back for a backbreaker. Knee to the jib by Sammy Guevara on Darby. Here's the cover. Here's the pin. And there's the 3 count. The Spanish God and Daniel Garcia advance in the tournament. What a shit way to win with Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana to come out of nowhere. Cassidy's laying outside the ring somewhere. Darby Allin's out in the middle after Guevara hit him with his maneuver. And now they're both like this and doing it. And they advance in the tournament. That's the bottom line. But with Swerve Strickland, so now it's going to be Guevara and Garcia advancing. MJF and Cole are coming up against Cage and Big Bill. What a shit way. Guys, I'm going to upload this to YouTube. We're coming back. AEW Dynamite. From the lounge of Chaos Corner. And there's Cassidy with Darby in the middle of the ring. Guevara seems like he's almost regretting it. And like, as Garcia has rolled out of the ring, Guevara's standing there, now on his knee, putting out his hand, going to shake hands with Darby Allin and Cassidy. And they do. 2 of the former 4 pillars. And they shake hands. And now Guevara steps out to a none too happy Garcia, but then they shake and hug. And it's one big bromance in AEW. Come on back. You're not going to want to miss it here on Chaos Corner. They're going to the vignette right now with the young kid at 18 years old that's going to be making his debut tonight on AEW. Buddy Wayne's son. If you guys know your history, go back, Google it, do your research. Buddy Wayne, this is Buddy's son. So come on back. We'll get into the debut match, Chaos Corner. Live to tape, AEW Dynamite, the morning after review. Banging from the espresso. Don't you dare miss it. It's a good vignette they came up with right here. She started to burst into tears and she told me, Dad had heart problems, right?